Hi guys. Well, recently I got some new lighters and I want to talk about these a little bit now that I've been using them. I actually got an order from buylighters.com. It's a website that I've talked about in the past, like years ago I used them. And I was my love for lighters have kind of been rekindled because I've been smoking more cigars lately and I've been having some trouble with a couple of lighters that I normally use. So I wanted to try some new ones out. And so I got an order from them a couple days ago. And these are the first ones that I wanted to try, and I wanted to talk about them today. So this is actually a lighter insert. It's a butane insert that has a nice torch flame, okay? And this goes into any Zippo case. This happens to be the 1935 replica. This is the Zippo that I've been carrying lately for my, my EDC option. I like these a lot. I've talked about these in the past, but this seems to be a new version. Okay, what's really cool about this is that the old ones, when this hinge went down, which is basically what happened when you open the lid, the hinge goes down, right? This is what keeps this lighter lid shut, so it doesn't just flop around and open on you. So when you open the lid before, on these Z Plus inserts, the gas would start to come out. And the pushing down the button would obviously give you a little electric charge and light that fuel. And there you go, there's your flame, right? This one is different. This fuel does not come out. It has nothing to do with this hinge. It's a separate little entity. When you start pushing the button down is when you can hear the fuel. If I shut up for a second, you can hear that. Right? And then obviously as you click all the way down, you get that little spark and it lights. So super cool. This also happens to be a little bit more reliable than the old ones. The old ones, you might click it 3 or 4 times before it actually lit. And that just had to do with the placement of the spark. You know, that little piece on the end that extends out there, that sends a spark to the top where the metal is, where the gas comes out. But this lights pretty much almost every time. I would say maybe 9 out of 10 times. Every now and again, it kind of skips and the spark isn't enough or lands in the wrong spot. But I can't really, there we go. So there's one mislight, I guess you'd call it. So yeah, super, super cool. Obviously these are refillable. It's also adjustable for your flame if you want that a little bit bigger or smaller to conserve fuel. You can lower that a little bit there. But really awesome. This solves the #1 problem people have with Zippos. Most people who like lighters like Zippos, and a lot of people collect them, but they tend not to use them very often just because of the fact that the lighter fluid starts to evaporate. And now, although you know these are wind proof, they're wind resistant, right? See, I could blow it out, no big deal. And this one actually, speaking of running out of fuel, this one's starting to run out of fuel on me. So yeah, this is almost dead. So unfortunately, that's what happens. All Zippo owners know this. Even if I filled this last week, which I didn't, I filled it like 3 days ago, but I was doing some Zippo tricks, I think 2 days ago. So obviously I ran out of fuel early. But if I filled this a week ago and never used it, it still may be dry by the time I want to use it, right? That's the biggest problem. It's because it's not airtight here. So the fuel evaporates, right? Regular lighter fluid evaporates. So to solve this problem, you can do this. You can either fill that up every day, which some people do, which is fine, or you can pop in one of these inserts. So now you have a butane insert. So works the same. The hinge still keeps that, lid shut. Does not have the same, opening click or anything. But it's nice because now you have your butane flame. It's way more wind resistant. I still don't think these are wind proof. If you have a real good gust of wind, it can blow it out. But it's more wind resistant than the traditional insert would be. Okay, but the biggest thing here is that it will not leak. It won't leak out fuel. It won't evaporate. If you fill this today, you can use this lighter 3 months from now, and it'll still work, which is nice. Okay, but also if you're a cigarette smoker out there, you obviously know you're out there all the time, more so than people smoking cigars and stuff. I don't smoke cigarettes, but I know lots of people who do, and they're lighting up all day long. And if it's a windy day, it's a real pain in the butt to get your cigarette lit, right? But with the torch flame, it's just a little bit easier, even with some heavy winds. So it's a nice option as an insert for people who are using their Zippos literally, 10, 20, 30 times a day smoking cigarettes, And there's plenty of teenagers out there that don't smoke anything, and they still carry Zippos because they're fun. They're cool. They do tricks with them. They're lighting candles, lighting incense, lighting fireworks, whatever, I carried Zippos for years when I didn't smoke anything. And that's what I would do with them. Be lighting fireworks off in the woods, which wasn't smart. But teenagers aren't, always doing the smartest of things. So anyway, super cool. Really like the Z Plus inserts. This is the new packaging for it. Used to look a little bit different. Little clamshell here. And Buy Lighters has these for $12.97. But I also noticed on the website these lighters. Now these are essentially the same thing, only it's just a solid lighter. This is not an insert. This cannot be removed. This cannot go into a Zippo. This is basically a Zippo style lighter. Okay. It's also refillable and adjustable, but this one has 2 flames, or a dual torch flame, which is super cool. Comes in a couple colors. This kind of silver color here. There's a nice blue one, which I got for Christina. And they have another one too, I think gunmetal. But what's nice about this too is these are a little bit cheaper. They sell these for 10 bucks. It has the dual flame, which is nice. It's even better for lighting cigars and such. But it's not Zippo brand or anything. So obviously if you like your Zippos, it's maybe you want to go with the insert and use your Zippo. But if you don't have a Zippo already and you like the idea of this type of lighter setup, you would probably just get this lighter. You know what I mean? So the downside is it's not an insert. You can't use it in Zippos, but the bright side or upside is that it's just a lighter on its own. You know what I mean? And it has those double flames, which is pretty cool. So far it's proven itself to be very reliable. I really like them. I would definitely recommend these to, like I said, the people who like the Zippo style stuff, but there's no sentimental attachment. You know what I mean? I like the inserts so much because there's certain Zippo models that have a lot of meaning to me. They're very sentimental because they were gifts. Some of them have, my initials on them and stuff. I got some from viewers. I got some from family members over the years. So sometimes I want to carry a certain Zippo, but I want the convenience of the butane insert. That's why I like the insert. Okay, but what's also cool about these is that for all the people who like the Zippo tricks, you can still do the different tricks with the inserts. You know what I mean? So if you're doing the tricks, the insert doesn't change anything, except for the fact that, certain tricks, you hit the wheel real quick. It's easier to land that trick as opposed to pushing a hard button, which is on a slant here. Okay, it's a little slippery. So if you're flipping the thing around, doing different tricks, it might be harder to light it at the end. And, to be honest, with the Zippo tricks, the original insert makes it cooler. I like that more. But, yeah. So I just want to talk about these a little bit. These are very good. For 10 bucks, I think they're totally worth it. The insert is even better at 13 bucks for the Zippo fans and Zippo collectors out there because it's just convenient. It's really what it comes down to. It's a really convenient insert for your Zippo lighters. So if you're using the things day in and day out, and you're tired of, refilling your insert and buying fuel over and over again, might be an option that you're considering. So there you go. Just wanted to mention that the new Z Plus inserts, big thumbs up for me. I like that they changed the way it works. It's just more reliable and it works better now. And you're not wasting that extra fuel every time you open the lid. And these flip double flame lighters, pretty cool. Definitely worth it, I think, for 10 bucks. Very cool design. And specifically to me, because I do use this for lighting cigars, the dual flames, just a little bit better. Obviously getting more surface contact with the foot of the cigar, so it lights faster. So I happen to like it for lighting cigars. So if you like these lighter videos, let me know down below. I will definitely post some more lighter reviews in the near future, just because I have some more lighters that I want to try out. I have 2 different table lighters. I was very interested in getting a table lighter because oftentimes when I'm smoking a cigar, I'm outside, I have like a little bistro table on my porch, and that's where I smoke. You guys see it in the videos, so if I'm enjoying a cigar, I'm probably there. So I don't need to carry around a pocket lighter. It'd be nice to just keep a lighter on that table. But besides that, I have a couple other ones that I was interested in trying, so we'll see. I'll use them and eventually I'll do reviews on them. So stay tuned for that. So thanks for watching. Hope you guys have an awesome day, and I will see you soon. Take care.